when you pull on that jersey, you represent yourself and your teammates. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back. Get that through your head.
And here we go.
Championships, baby.
And it is no good. He missed it. Are you kidding me? The season can't end like that.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt. Now he takes off the shirt. He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. He's bare-chested and banging his chest. Now he runs the opposite way. He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. The 20. They're chasing him. They're not going to get him. Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop that man.
Good afternoon, Tyler Falk from Orlando, Pleasant, Logan, downtown Baltimore. We welcome you to the championship game, and Coach Soto, I'm looking out my window and I see raindrops. How you gonna deal with that?
It appears I'm muted, bro, but welcome to the special edition of the program. Discord link is in the description. Discord is also linked across your screen as we speak. Greg Soto, the question goes to you for the championship game. Tell us a little bit, is weather going to play a factor here tonight?
I hope not. Thanks for having me on the show. I don't know if you know something I don't know, but when you called me head coach, I was like, wow, okay.
Sorry, that's Albert McKinn. There we go. Offensive coordinator, more like, if I
don't know if you
right.
I don't know if you've foreseen something, since Albert and Yogi are now the going to be the owners. So I don't know if you foresaw something of what's coming, but for right now, I'm just the offensive coordinator.
There we go.
I'm following Tyler's leads. Sorry there, Greg.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, if it comes through fruition, then I'll have to thank Tyler actually for something, and I'll have to thank you too, JT, for kind of seeing that, having that little slip there. But no, for tonight,
Right,
yeah, if it's raining, we'll see.
I'm actually, sorry for cutting you off, Greg. I'm actually in Baltimore, and I'm looking at a really gray sky right now.
Okay.
And it looks like it is actually raining.
Well, the storm is coming, so that's pretty good.
Maybe a glorious storm is on the way to Baltimore. So, again, this is all about you guys. So I encourage anyone and everyone to maybe put their predictions in the YouTube chat. Also put in maybe a prediction for the 4 expansion franchises who that will be announced at halftime today. And if you want to come on, talk about the championship, what you think is going to happen. Again, more the merrier. Jump into the green room in the NETMA Discord server, and we will get you here and on the show. We'd love to talk shop. We'd love to talk about the SFL. Maybe not just the championship game. If you got something to get off your chest, if you're testing free agency or something like that, lots of crazy stuff coming up in the offseason here going into season 19. So What's your guys' predictions? This is going to be an hour-long show going all the way to 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, we're going to try and fill as much of this time as we possibly can with your guys' prediction, your guys' thoughts and hot takes as much as we possibly can. I'll make my official prediction at the end of the show, so stick around for that. But again, it's about you guys. So JT, as a native of Baltimore, the Knights unfortunately lost to the Vultures early in the postseason. And words are hard sometimes. But when you took a look at that game and how Baltimore played against you, what took you? Let's just say this: Baltimore played really good against you guys. What did you think of Baltimore?
Well, I think the Vultures are always a tough opponent. It's always good to be able to go home. It's always good to go play my hometown team every single season in the grind, in the chill, in the gauntlet that is the North Division. The Kings of the North are, unfortunately, the Baltimore Vultures, and they basically put a shellacking on us. I think the best part of the entire day was when it was over, I didn't have to hop on a plane to London. Or hop on a plane home, excuse me. Hop on a plane to London would have been a good thing.
I mean, you would probably have that.
I didn't have to hop on a plane home. I could just hop in a car and go home. But with that being said, yeah, Jack Wigmore is a very good quarterback. The Vultures played very, very well. They stopped our offense. They were the number one passing offense in the league for a reason. His name is Johnny Pickler. And I mean, what else is there to say other than the Vultures played very well and they took advantage of us? Like, what else is there to say?
Muted again. Greg, you were able to watch a couple different playoff games with Baltimore, and of course you guys took down Vancouver. From your point of view, what's the number one thing that you guys have to stop here this afternoon?
There's a couple of things, and I got also interviewed, but for some of the people that are doing the game. But yeah, I really believe that there's a couple of things. As a unit, as an offensive unit, we need to give Ace a little bit more time in the pocket. But he also needs to make his progressions, reading who's open, who's not, get rid of the ball if he needs to, because that front four of Baltimore is serious. They're the real deal. They've been the real deal. And I think they're going to be able to, get their sacks. But we need to limit that. We need to give Ace some more time. He needs to read better, read the defense better, make quicker reads. And on the defensive side, I think that our team needs to try to handle Murray as much as possible. The guy is like a damn tornado. He spins all over the place and gets another, 5-7 yards at a spin. Our guys need to be prepared for that, need to be prepared for the cutback. And I think those are keys. Those are keys. And then hopefully if we could take
just lost sound here for a second, guys. Let me try and figure out what's going on. Something went weird. I'll be back here in just a moment. Okay, Greg, can you give me a mic check real quick?
Mic check.
Okay, I think I quickly fixed it. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, continue, Greg.
Yeah, so I don't know what part you got there, but yeah, I think we got to stop Murray, or try to contain him as much as possible, and then let Wigmore, pass, get him to pass a little bit, and have our DBs take care of business back there. Um, and I think that's it. I think the key is, again, give Ace some time, have him go through his reads. He needs to release the ball quicker. And even if nobody's open, just throw it out of bounds. Get rid of it. And I think those are two of the big keys that I'm looking for. And, if it gets to a point where we're behind, if we get behind, we need to match them point for point, play for play, and TD for TD. I mean, that's really how I feel. But again, the way the team has been performing, if we go down, there's plays in the playbook to come back. So I fully expect for our team to fight, and even if we're down, not be down for long.
Absolutely. Still a lot of time to talk about the championship game. Let's just go through some of the facts that we know of. This is I want to say it's the 8th time these two teams are meeting. In fact, I'm right. The 8th time these two teams will have met in franchise history. Lone Star as a franchise has only been victorious against Baltimore once in franchise history. That's all the way back in the semifinal game as the Seattle Tyrants back in season 13. And so since then, Baltimore has won 4 straight, including a quarterfinal matchup just a couple seasons ago where the Vultures won 66-40 all the way back in season 16. And Greg, it's going to be, it almost looks like Baltimore have been the Baltimore we've known, and for anyone that's not in Baltimore, kind of loathed in some regard because of how good and how consistent they are in the playoffs, and especially the last couple of seasons. So what's the biggest concern with them going through the playoffs, meeting not a whole lot of resistance, not a whole lot of neither Louisiana or London were able to put up a whole lot of points against this ball club. What did you see in terms of going through scouting and just going through your game plan that might be an area of weakness in Baltimore's game plan?
I know we played them, and we played them, I think, like every season now in the past 3 seasons that I've been here. And we played them this year. We lost at home 34-20. And after that, it's really been different. What do I feel? Seeing them put up all those points in the last 2 playoff games. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm kind of calm, to be honest with you. I've been kind of calm about it all week long. I know what we have. Weakness. Ooh, do they have a weakness? No, I don't know if they have a weakness, but we're not going to be giving them just one person, and I think that was the problem. And don't take this the wrong way. I'm just talking about like Louisiana. You guys are just gonna run on them, and get that 3-headed monster and just try to pound them, and then maybe throw. Which makes it a little bit one-dimensional. My mindset is, we have a lot of weapons on offense, and I'm going to utilize, and Ace is going to utilize every single one of them. So I don't think they have a weakness. I just think we're going to spread it out. Hell, I mean, we might even throw to the 2nd or 3rd tight end. Who knows? The 5th wide receiver that's not contract. My philosophy, everybody on the field is a weapon for Ace. And if it needs to go to that person, then it needs to go to that person. And hopefully my attack of the defense that way is attack them that way to the point where they have to be everywhere. I'm not concentrating on just throwing Ike down your throat or just having my player attack you all the time. It could go to anybody. My philosophy, it doesn't matter since I'm wide receiver number 1. It doesn't matter if I just have one catch for 5 yards. and have Ziggy Hronek go, completely nuts with, 9 catches for over 100 yards. That doesn't matter to me. So their weakness, I don't know if there is one, to be honest. We're just going to try. The playbook is in to try to spread the ball as much as possible to keep them on their toes and us not really going to one particular person unless we see that that's available. If we see that there is a weakness out there, we have a play for it. So we'll just see what happens.
On who you got, as voted on by the SFL community, Baltimore currently holds a lead with 113 votes for Baltimore, 85 votes for Lone Star, and so it's looking and shaping up like a much closer game than, as far as predictions go, than a lot of folks than maybe a lot of folks would suggest, and especially the 3.5 point spread between Baltimore and Lone Star as given to us by the amazing folks at Jack's Data certainly confirmed that this is shaping up to be a really good championship game. And just some quick shout outs. Nick Hoagland jumps in here. Chad Rowland might be looking to join the program, trying to find some headphones. If you want to join in the program and talk about the game live on air, everyone is welcome. Link to the NETMA Discord is in the description and is on screen currently. Jump into the green room. We'll move you up here, and we can go ahead and talk more SFL championship football. Kendra Hall, Daniel Wright, Mike Twinscrew, David Leathers, all jumping in saying hello as well. And for whenever you might be watching us, or if you're just watching and seeing how everybody is picking for the game live here on the show, welcome. Glad to have you. Official pregame for the championship game will start at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. This is the pre-game. Gunny says hello. Stephen Black saying hello as well. Jumping in saying hello. Please join in the conversation. We'd love to have you. What's your prediction for the SFL championship game? Final tally score? Maybe we go into overtime. That would be crazy. But how is this championship game going to play out in your eyes? And who are the 4 expansion franchises getting announced at the halftime show? But please jump and say hello, what you've got. So JT, as the Baltimore native, we were talking about the weather, a little dreary, might see some rain. But as far as overall, we've talked a lot of Lone Star, and as far as Baltimore goes, the running game had to switch from Jimmy Hazard to Warren Murray. It almost seemed like a seamless transition.
Yeah, and it's... Hello there, Chad. Chad just hopped into the studio. We were talking about Baltimore's running game and the switch that they had to make at running back, and I thought it was sort of seamless. And like I said, when they played us a couple weeks ago, they played very well, and it was, shall we say, it was a little disheartening, but it's the best that we've ever done as an organization in franchise history. So for that reason, I go into next season hopeful instead of, thinking about what could have been if we beat Baltimore. I'm going into next season hopeful.
Absolutely. And Liam Crowder jumping in, called a great game last night with Lincoln in Annapolis, saying hello. Gunny again popping in.
Look at Liam joining the broadcast booth.
It's about...
Never thought that a Brent would be calling American football in my life, but I'm really enjoying listening to my owner call games.
Well, he did a good job calling Handag last night alongside. It was an all British colony, or British, not colony, but... I'm trying to think of the
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth. Thank you, JT. It was an all Commonwealth establishment. So good to see Brett and Liam call a game. I think they called the game pretty well. last night. Yogi saying hello, and of course, jumping in to the studio is Chad Rowland. You're currently the GM over in London. You have a bid with the Indianapolis Ramblers, hoping that you guys get picked up for an expansion bid, maybe at halftime later today. But Chad, welcome to the program. What you got for us?
Yeah, hey, thanks for, having me on. Saw the show was going on, so I figured I'd jump in and say what's up, everybody. Wanted to wish the teams first off the best of luck. Baltimore was a former team of mine, and Lone Star has, been playing very well this season. A lot of great guys over there in their organization, so best of luck to them. And figured I'd come in here and break some stuff down.
There we go. Okay. Well, the floor is yours. Whatever you want to say. Quickly want to welcome in Justin to the booth as well. But Chad, again, former team in Baltimore, the upstarts in Lone Star. There is a lot to look forward to here this afternoon.
Yeah, I was on Crunch Time earlier this week. Myself and Eric Vincent and Zirkle talked about this game. Kind of broke it down a little bit. And I'll reiterate what I said on air. I think, Greg kind of alluded to it already. He has to go play to play, shot for shot, right, against this offense of Baltimore's. And, with Warren Murray playing better than he probably has his entire career, I think, right? I think he's been utilized a little bit better here than he was in Houston. Not to say he wasn't bad in Houston. He was really good, but it just shows you how good Baltimore can be with running backs. LSG's got a little bit of a challenge, right? Obviously they're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Wigmore in order to have a really good chance. And I think if any team can do that with the front seven that they have, I think it is definitely Lone Star for sure. In the back half of that defense with the corners and the safeties with Bo Martin and Evan Lacey and Gunny and these guys, it's a well put together defense. So for them to have that realistic shot is legit, right? It's going to be a really good game.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chad. We'll get back to you here in just a moment. I want to welcome again Justin Reside, who called another minor league game last night, Tacoma and Madison, if I remember correctly. Justin, welcome to the Grum. Your thoughts on the championship?
Yeah, my thoughts are this should be a good game. You're looking at Lone Star, who upset last week Vancouver, and looking for another upset, and and the number 2 seed Baltimore, who's really been really good all season long, except for a couple of games, but we'll not talk about them and focus on the championship. And this should be a good one. I think should be more of a back and forth game than any other playoff game we've seen so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a very fun game to watch. Everyone's expecting maybe a closer game compared to Baltimore's last 2 playoff games this season, where it didn't really look like a whole lot of people were able to combat Baltimore. London and Louisiana especially. Now another L team, Lone Star, comes to face Baltimore. So maybe the third L's the charm. And we just had Friday the 13th yesterday. A lot of crazy stuff happened in the minor league. But Justin, we've heard a couple different opinions now. Your keys to the game for Lone Star and keys to the game for Baltimore.
Yeah. First key of the game on the Baltimore defense is you got to contain Ike McBride, because if you don't contain Ike McBride, you're going to have a long day there. And then for Lone Star on the Lone Star defense, you just got to make sure you contain Matt Chima, Ivory Irving, and even the other wide receiver. I'm blanking on his name, but you got to defend those 3, obviously, and make sure if you're gonna try to sack Wigmore, sack him like early, maybe first or second down, to pressure Wigmore into a third down situation, obviously.
Irvin and Chima. And JT, you had some thoughts to say on that?
Well, yes, I do. I think the biggest key to the game, and I think whoever can handle this wet weather we're getting the best is going to win this football game. I know it sounds cliche, but whoever can handle the rain the best. So Make sure you take a blow dryer to the footballs when you can. You have a fresh, dry towel out there to dry the ball off. Make sure you're prepared for that. And whoever can, as Nate Hall comes into the studio, hello Nate, as whoever knows how to handle wet weather the best, I think will be able to win this football game. So you've got to be sure-footed, and you have got to hold on to the football and not let it slip out of your hands. And if you can do that, you can win the football game. And the other thing to do is to be ready for surprises, as in fumbles when you're not expecting them, the ball slips out of a quarterback's hand and doesn't go where he wants it to go. You got to be ready for that in wet weather. And whoever's ready for wet weather is going to win this football game.
Absolutely. And as we welcome in Bo Martin Jr. into the chat as well, Guy Clausen, and hey, Guy. Bob Funk says hello. And, of course, Greg Soden, not only here in the studio, also saying hi in chat as well. Again, jumping into the studio is safety Nate Hall for the Lone Star Glory. Good afternoon, Nate. As you guys prepare for the championship game, what is going through your head right now?
What's going through my head right now is... Am I muted? Can you hear me?
You are just fine. I'm just adjusting your level, that's all.
All right, yeah. What's going through my head is I'm just preparing for a really tough physical game today between us and Baltimore's offense. Of course, being defensive-minded for Lone Star, just got to slow down Warren Murray's ground game. As Greg said, he can be slippery when he gets out in the open, and just got to control his momentum, corral his gains to minimal yardage. And Wigmore, there's a reason why he was nominated as both Offensive Player of the Year and MVP, is he can get things going on his own as well. And he's got the weapons to get things going through the air. So us in the secondary, the Five Horsemen, we've really got to clamp down on Wigmore, put some pressure on him in the backfield with our front seven as well. Yogi Barr and Tina Begin and others on that front line, as well as our linebackers. I think our linebacking core is one of the most underrated groups in the SFL. We got Bogey Barr, who came in as a rookie this season. He's been holding his own, as well as Jay Mart and Freddie Trammell. Fab Freddy has been one of the most underrated linebackers of the entire SFL this season. He's been just tearing it up all over the place, and both in the secondary, knocking balls down, pass deflections, but he's also been disrupting both running games and passing games all over the place this season. So Fab Freddy, watch out for him today. I think he's going to have a big game for us as well. But the main reason I wanted to come on here today is besides the championship game, I know a lot's going on with the SFL this offseason, and I want to get your take on who you think should get the nod for the expansion teams. I know there are 10 teams coming up this offseason, or 10 opportunities for these teams, and only 4 is going to be getting a nod. I've got my take on who I'd like to see get it. I just want to see who you think should get the nod as the 4 expansion teams come up and get announced today.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a look at that here at the bottom of the hour. Coming up in about 15 minutes, I just got word that the Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, would like to say a few words about the state of the league and all that, and some other fun stuff about the championship game. So look forward to hearing from the Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, potentially at a 1:45, the top of the hours. So if you want to jump in the conversation like everybody here in the studio, go ahead and follow the Discord link to the NETMA server. We'd be more than happy to go ahead and talk with you live on air. Welcome to Eddie Gage in the chat. He'll be calling the championship game alongside Commissioner Cameron Irvine in the booth. Can't look forward fast enough, and looking forward to a good game with those two gentlemen on the call. As far as you said there was 10. I've got 9 that are on the top of my head. I think them changed. Chad, you'll be able to help me out with the 10th one that I might be forgetting, but there's Seattle, Canton, Honolulu, Fort Bliss that I think was the team that got moved up to Michigan, I think. Of course, we got Indianapolis, your potential club. Then there's Knoxville. There's New York, Lincoln, and of course Minnesota. Chad, who am I missing for number 10?
I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember who the 10th is. I'd have to hear it all over again. I was typing something.
It's okay. The teams I got.
I think the one we're missing is Calgary. I think the one we're missing is Calgary.
Calgary is a no-go. That was canked about midway through the playoffs, I think. So there will be no Captain Canada leaving Vancouver anytime soon. I thought I got Indy. You did. I thought I got Indeed, guy. But as far as the 4 teams that I think will get it, and I've stated this before on an earlier show, I think it's a 3-horse race for the top 3 spots. The 4th one is primarily up for grabs. I think Minnesota gets a shot. I think Indy gets a shot. I think Canton, I think, was the front runner for a long time. Did a really good job reaching out to a lot of organizations, as well as Indy and Minnesota. The 4th team is really surprising. You could go with Ethan Kai in Seattle. I think that's maybe the top one out there. I think the Fort Bliss organization that got flipped around, I think up north, I think also grabbed another person as far as the ownership group goes. I think that's also another strong one. I think that was from someone from Atlanta, maybe Jason Williams, if I remember correctly, also joined that ownership group late on in the bidding process. But if I have to go in and put money on something, I think Ethan finally gets a team. I think we go back to Seattle. I think it's Seattle, Minnesota, Indianapolis, and Canton that all get a franchise in season 19. That's who I'm thinking happens. We'll get everybody else's opinion here in chat. Let us know here on YouTube chat or in the NETMA server Discord your 4 teams that you think are going to make it. But the broadcast team, Gunny, for the championship game, of course, it can't be anyone else but Cameron Irvine, the SFL commissioner, on play-by-play. Eddie Gage will lend his analyst duties. The analyst broadcaster of the season gets the nod for analyst duties, and myself, the broadcaster of the season, gets the sideline reporter job for the 3rd season running. The sideline report, I should say. But of course, we got a couple of people.
Make sure you have your umbrella then, Ty.
Yes, I will make sure I have my umbrella, JT. But we'll see what happens. But we also got a stats team. Justin, I think you're one of them on the stats. So again, stats people are very undervalued. So Justin, thanks for everything you're going to do for us here during the championship game. But let's just go quickly around the room and talk expansion. It's probably the last time we'll get to talk about it before they get announced. So we'll just go back to you, Nate, since you asked the question, your 4 teams that you think are getting the nod.
Well, no, I was going to follow it up. So since you mentioned those 4 teams, Seattle, Indianapolis, Canton, and Seattle, Minneapolis, Canton, and Indianapolis. Yeah. So since you mentioned those 4 teams, my follow-up question to you would be, how do you see those teams falling in the new divisions? Because the 3 teams out of those 4 are kind of bunched together, and maybe not Minneapolis so much, being in Minnesota kind of further north, but with Indianapolis and Canton being so close together, how do you see the divisions shaping up then if those 2 do get chosen and the divisions being reshaped as such? Now,
as far as the divisions go, I think we will have, if those teams are the clubs that get announced, I think we will get a Midwest division, and I think it'll be Minnesota, Canton, Sioux Falls, and Detroit. The Sioux Falls relocation. That's I think where that division goes.
St. Louis relocation.
St. Louis is relocating to Detroit, Michigan. Official name to be
He said
announced
Sioux
later.
Falls relocation.
Sorry, St. Louis. St. Louis is relocating. Sioux Falls not relocating. My apologies.
Right.
Thank you, JT. But let's see. This is as far as the other divisions go, I think there might be some realignment on the East Coast. I think we might see more of an SEC division being established, with maybe Louisiana, Atlanta, Jacksonville, and Florida all in one division. Again, everything's up for speculation. We won't have time to maybe do a quick mock of a map of the United States and maybe even the world of where these divisions will line up. But I think we will definitely see changes to the East Division, the Atlantic Division, and the North Division. I think all of those divisions get realigned in some way, shape, or form. I think the rest stay about the same. I think the Pacific Division might lose San Diego, and maybe San Diego gets transferred to the West Division with Arizona, Las Vegas, and Denver. But I don't really know. There'd be 5 teams on the West Coast, and that's going to be really interesting to see where all that goes, because all 5 of those teams are right on the coast. So I think however Cam went about establishing these new divisions, I think it's going to be a lot more geographically sound, and divisions are going to be a lot more closer together with regards to the west side of the nation, because of the Pacific Division having you could put 5 teams in a Pacific Division. We get 7 divisions with only 4 teams, so someone is going to leave that division, I think. If the 4 teams I mentioned, Seattle, Minnesota, Indianapolis, and Canton, all get a club. Curious to figure out, as we got about maybe 10 minutes until Cameron Irvine joins the program, to talk a little bit more about the SFL as we get closer and closer to the 18th SFL championship game. Okay. Let's shoot it to Chad. Your 4 teams who you think are getting the nod. Besides, of course, you want Indianapolis to get one. So maybe 3 teams besides you that you want to get the nod.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously if I had to 4, Indianapolis would be 1. But you know what? I'm actually gonna step aside from that because I'm being an expansion hopeful. I don't want to show favoritism towards other people, so I'll just stay away from that. But I will say is that on the bottom line last night for the minor league games, it did say that all divisions would be changed up except for the South. So, putting that out there.
So no new Texas team. The Tex-Mex division stays the same, so a lot of realignment going on. So appreciate you, Chad. JT, your 4 teams that you want to get the nod here in season 19.
Obvious and say Indianapolis, because homerism is good and whatnot, and I'm rooting for Chad to get his team. I hope Chad does get his team. If he doesn't get his team, I'm going to be knocking on the doors of SFL headquarters demanding a recount.
You'd probably have to knock on the doors of every single SFL owner at that point there, JT.
Well, okay. I have faith in the ownership that they voted for Indianapolis. So Indianapolis is the first one I want. The second one, because of how hard they've been going at it, I'll say Canton.
Okay.
The third one that I want is going to be Knoxville, because I'd like to see a team in the Smoky Mountains. And the team, I'd like to see this league span not just the Pacific time zone, the Mountain time zone, the Central time zone, the Eastern time zone, and the GMT or Greenwich Mean Time or the British time zone. I'd like another time zone. You know what that time zone is, Tyler?
I think it'd be Honolulu time zone or something like that. I don't know the
Absolutely, Tyler. I want the SFL to say a aloha to the people of Hawaii.
There we go. I want to welcome in a whole bunch of more people jump into the chat. Ethan Muslin says hello. Ashley Jackson says hello. Congrats on a 6th Community Ambassador Award for Miss Ashley Jackson. Baltimore jumps in. Mr. Paternity saying hello. Kanye Rockefeller also jumping in saying hey. As we get to Justin real quick. Quickly, your 4 teams that you have in front of you that you want.
Yeah, I want Seattle, Indy, Canton, and what? Who did I put? Did I? Yeah, Indy, Seattle, Canton, and Minnesota, obviously.
And the 4th team.
I said Minnesota. Minnesota's the 4th.
You said Minnesota, Indianapolis, Canton, and who else? I'm sorry.
Seattle.
Seattle. Okay. So you're going right there as status quo with me. Nate, quickly, your 4 teams.
Yeah, I kind of already mentioned mine. I went along with yours. Seattle, Minnesota, Canton, and Indianapolis. I think those 4 teams have been the front runners for a while now. I just think it's time for those 4 teams that they get their expansion bids brought to the forefront.
And Greg, if you're back, if you want to give us your 4 teams you're looking at if you're back from your lunch break. Otherwise, everyone else, who do you got? What are the new acronyms we're all going to have to start remembering and learning for the new 4 teams that we have to pick? So, Greg, if you're there, go ahead and give us your 4 teams. If not, we will start talking predictions for the championship game. So, Greg, do we got you? No, it doesn't sound like it. Okay, so Greg's still having lunch. Okay, so we got about a couple minutes before the league commissioner, Cameron Irvine's supposed to come on. Let's start making predictions, folks. What's the final score when all is said and done around 4 o'clock Eastern time? Who is victorious? Who goes home empty-handed? We'll start with JT Delaney. And no, it is not too late to jump on, Miss Ashley Jackson. You are more than welcome to say hello. Anyone else still wanting to jump on, please jump in the green room. We have plenty more room, plenty more time to get out predictions. So quickly, JT, your official prediction for the championship game.
My official prediction, I think Baltimore knows how to play in the rain. They had to play in the rain last week, if I remember right. They know how to play in the rain. They're going to get it done. It's going to be Baltimore 31. The Lone Star Glory 24.
Okay, so about a 7-point ball game. Baltimore over the spread. Justin Reeside, you're up next. Final score prediction.
Yeah, I was going to say if Lone Star plays the same game as they did last week against Vancouver, it's going to be the same score of 20 to 17.
20 to 17. All right. We'll get to Miss Ashley Jackson, who jumped in here late. Hi, Ashley. We'll get to you in just a moment. Nate, your final score prediction.
I'm going to stay pretty neutral since I'm a participating member in this ball game today. I can't pick against my team for obvious reasons. Since I'm participating for Lone Star, I'm not going to pick against my own team. But I just think it's going to be a really close game throughout the entire game. I just think it's going to be a really close defensive battle, just like it was last week against Vancouver. But all I'll say is go Glory, and that's it.
There we go. Chad, over to you.
I said it on Crunch Time, and I'll say it here. This is going to be a really good game, regardless of how it plays out. So good luck to both teams. My final score is 34-31 Baltimore, on sealed deal by a pick by G. Bolt.
There we go. Also predicting the final play of the ball game. Okay, Miss Ashley Jackson, 6-time community ambassador for the league. Again, congratulations again from me to you. What do you have for us here today? Well, you're not muted here in Discord, Miss Jackson, but it seems like your mic is muted somewhere else. we'll try and reach back to Miss Ashley Jackson when she's available. But we're just now waiting maybe a minute or so, possibly, for the commissioner, Cameron Irvine, to join in the festivities and say hello and talk a little bit more about the SFL in a few moments' time. But let's go ahead and get to a couple more things that I think are going to happen. Again, Baltimore has been one of the best teams in a long time. Last couple of championships have been right around 50 points scored combined between the two clubs in each championship game. Both teams ended up winning their respective divisions, so 2 division winners, the South Division winner, Lone Star, North Division winner, Baltimore, here in the championship game. Baltimore's offense, one of the best statistically on paper. First in points per game, third in yards, total yards, rushing touchdowns, and third down percentage. Lone Star, not too shabby, being in the top 10 of passing yards and passing touchdowns here in the league. Both teams do not like to throw a whole bunch of turnovers, combined about 45 total turnovers. As we get back to Ashley Jackson quickly, disconnect and then reconnect to the studio, and maybe that'll work. Or even let me try this. Boom, boom. Ashley, let's go ahead and try again. Can you hear me now? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and have you try disconnecting and then rejoining the green room, and we'll go from there. Okay. Back to what we're looking at as far as statistics, where my thought process is coming into making my prediction. Baltimore's defense, top 3 in points allowed per game, number 1 in passing yards allowed per game, and number 3 in yards allowed against per game. Also, second best in allowing third downs this past season with under 49%. As far as the glory go, they're more that bend, don't break defense. They have turned over the ball 8 more times than Baltimore this season with 32 takeaways. So expect the 5 horsemen, as Nate Hall calls them, to play a much bigger role here in this ball game. So, as we continue to wait on the commissioner, possibly in the next few moments, I will go ahead and make my official prediction live here on air. My official prediction, final score, it will not go into overtime, but it is going to be a close game. I think Lone Star cover the spread. I think they will score over 50 points combined between the two ball clubs. Both clubs are going to look to score, and if Lone Star can match Baltimore stride for stride, we've got ourselves a ball game. I am predicting the Baltimore Vultures to win 40-37. A tight, high-scoring ball game, close to 70 or over 70 points scored, close to 80 points scored in total. I think that's respectable for both clubs. Expect a lot of fireworks in Maryland here today. All right, as we continue on for the last few minutes of the ball game. Love to hear a few more predictions from you guys as far as the championship game goes and as far as the expansion bids go, who will be announced at the end of the first half in halftime. So, final thoughts, gentlemen, on what we should see here this afternoon. Justin, over to you for your first and final take of the afternoon.
Yeah, I would expect a hard defensive battle, but it's probably going to be, like you said, high scoring, but mostly a defensive showdown in the first half, and then you're going to see the high scoring in the second half. That's what I'm seeing.
All right. JT Delaney, over to you.
It's going to be a sloppy game. It's going to be a good kind of sloppy game. It's going to be a wet one. Hold on to your hats. Make sure you have your umbrellas. Make sure you got your hoods up. And let's get ready for some football in a rainy Charm City this afternoon.
And make sure you don't step in a poodle. It's going to be a wet one out there as we welcome in the SFL Commissioner, Cam Irvine. Cam, it's great to see you. Look forward to calling the game along with you and Eddie in the booth here in about an hour's time.
Good afternoon, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All right, you had some things that you wanted to say about the league and the championship game, so go for it.
Sure. Forgive me. I'm crunching lunch.
There we go.
Real look behind the scenes here. So, just released the cap at 1,800 today. Lots of discussion, I'm sure, over the next 10 days about the decision for that. Right now, our average hit against the cap for veterans is 86. Our average ranking of rookies is 65. So when you put it all together in terms of all of the players that are in the league, plus consider that 4 expansion teams are coming into the league and starting from 0, the league really wanted to maybe just be a touch conservative on the spread of that wealth, right? We want to make sure that our expansion teams have an opportunity to compete based on those averages. If an expansion team is able to haul in 15 veteran players at that average, they should be able to hit the cap. So that's kind of a breakdown there for anybody that is interested either today or in the 10 days or so to come that I'll be out of the state and out of the office. So wanted to get that out there. Also, Tyler, wanted to update people on discussions going on with our television partners. We have received a new contract and agreed to a new contract with Next Level Sports. We will be on Next Level Sports for the next 2 years alongside ESTV. Next Level has invested in the league in the form of its convention, helping us pay for this in by our standards, this massive arena and this incredible place to host these games. And so we are grateful to them for that and that they see our vision. And we see their vision as well as they continue to grow their network. And then had a discussion in a meeting with ESTV CEO Eric Yoon yesterday, and we talked about the future of live events on their network and trying to juggle schedules. And it was at that point that Eric offered to invest a little bit in the SFL as well in attempting to launch the SFL network, a 24/7 SFL channel, which we've been talking about for years, which would finally unite all of our content creators, all of our games, past and present, and a place where we could potentially have live games there as well. Distribution would start through the ESTV app, but then we would continue to find new homes for that network as we build distribution. It's all about eyeballs, Tyler. That's the SFL's model. We understand that. And so the league is in really good shape, really good hands with our TV partners like NXT and ESTV, who are, sort of leading us into this next phase of the SFL. So those things, super excited. I'll open it up briefly here to some, to your thoughts, Tyler, or some questions about other things before we get rolling on prep.
Yes, absolutely. And NXT, for the last few seasons that I've been a part of broadcasting, and especially lately with the NXT's specific coverage, I have not. I have no complaints over NXT. Just a fantastic group of guys and gals over there, and looking even more forward to working with ESTV and what they're able to provide for the league and as a whole, and just more good news coming out of the commissioner's office. So it's looking really good. I'm curious to see if anyone else here real quickly in the studio has anything to say. Maybe we got Ashley Jackson back. Ashley, hello.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear that wonderful voice of yours. How are we doing? Again, congratulations, community ambassador once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, y'all. Just wanted to pop on really quickly and just say thank you, Tyler, for doing this. Wonderful idea that you had to get everybody hyped up for the game that's happening this evening. Again, I want to thank the entire community for their votes for community ambassador. 6 times is a big feat. I never thought that I would have wanted anything like that that many times. And this is going to be a really good game. I know you wanted us to choose someone to win this game. And unfortunately, I can't do that. Tyler, every time I do something with you, I always get in trouble. I had to deal with Bo Martin Jr. this entire season telling me 3-9. Now, you know for the 2-10. Get that, Now I missed 3-9. I know about that, Tyler. So I'm just going to say, may the best team win. And good luck to all of you out there. Cam, fantastic news. I'm really, really, really happy to see the league going in the direction that you wanted it to. You spent a lot of years getting this together. There were failures, there were successes, but the point is you kept going. And I think you're an inspiration to everybody, just in that regard. Because you could have gave up a long time ago, but you didn't. But now you're flourishing. Now we have these deals. Now you have eyes on your product and your vision, and people are really enjoying it. So kudos.
I appreciate that, Ashley, and congratulations on your award as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Cam, on the new big broadcast deal for the league. It is a very, very nice thing. And Larry the Cable Guy, I know you watched last season's championship. I know you watched it. I hope you're watching this one.
Get her done.
Yeah. I hope it's going to be I hope it's going to be a very good, very sloppy affair in this wet weather we got going on here. And I wanted to thank Cam because I didn't get a chance to do it because I didn't win my award, but I'd like to thank Cam for considering me for Special Teams Player of the Year. I didn't even think I'd warrant consideration, but thank you. Thank you to the league for considering me, and congratulations to Otis on his achievement winning. And wanted to congratulate all the award winners, and I wanted to just say, let's get it on.
There we go. And that is all the time we have for this afternoon. Official pregame and the entirety will start in about 30 minutes time. I want to thank everyone who jumped in saying hello, both in chat and here on air. Ashley Jackson, the SFL Commissioner, JT Delaney, Justin Reside, Nate Hall, and Greg Soto, and all of you who stuck around through the entire show. So, until the championship game, good luck to Baltimore and Lone Star. We will see you then. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.